Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ajib Fikri bin Muhammad Razi, and my magnetic number is CN180088, and I will present the final year project. And the title of the final year project is Effect of Temperature towards ABS Filament Processing for Fused Filament Fabrication by using Mini Extruder System. First, Chapter 1, Introduction. For the introduction, the first, for low-cost models, prototypes, and unique components, many industries use rapid prototyping. Designers can utilize rapid prototyping (RP) to improve design. The use of 3D printing accelerates product design and development. An extrusion head heated to a specific temperature extrudes molten plastic into a sample piece. Plastic is used in the FFF process, which is ABS. Second, ABS is a 3D printing thermoplastic material. Cheap and easy to work with, this material is popular. ABS is also lightweight, formable, and reflective, among other properties. Apparel FFF components can be used for minimal to full functional testing. FFF materials allow for component fabrication, for prototype, functional testing, installation, and most importantly, end use. This study is a first step towards producing ABS filaments. To generate FFF filaments, this research will use extrusion machines. The final product will be mechanically and physically tested, generating data for future research. Next, Chapter 2 is Literature Review. For number 1 is Cardona, year 2016. The finding is for Cardona 2016 is the orientation of the extrusion device also impacts the filament. If the filament does not cool rapidly enough, it can misform or curl back on itself. Those that extrude filament favor angle extrusion, vertical extrusion, and horizontal extrusion with a pulley to spool the filament. However, preferences do not prove that all approaches are acceptable or that some are better for the end product quality. Number 2, Halidi and Abdullah in year 2012. High moisture change caused this polymer to expand, changing its physical, morphological, mechanical, and thermal properties. Earlier reports suggested that this alteration may have contributed to FDM nozzle obstruction. Due to the increase in thermal energy, higher temperatures enhance water absorption. However, water absorption is low at room temperature. For the number 3, Ailova and Manas in year 2017. After humidity and temperature loss, ABS penetration requires less impact force. The material does not have the same qualities after 168 hours in an atmosphere of 75 Celsius and 98% of humidity. The impact resistance decreased. ABS has reduced impact resistance after temperature and humidity loads. Next, for Chapter 3, Methodology. For the right, you can see the flow chart for overall of the project. We begin to the start, setup extruder system, selection raw material ABS pellet, select temperature extruder parameter, extruder ABS filament, measure filament, sample printing, mechanical testing, presentation, and end. First, for the setup extruder system, the method and setting parameter will be set using the desktop filament extruder machine. Selection raw material ABS. ABS pellet from Songhan Plastic Technology in China will be used in this project. The selected temperature extruder parameter will be select between 220 Celsius until 270 Celsius. The extruder ABS filament, the machine will produce the ABS filament, and when the machine is produced the ABS filament, measuring filament is used by vernier caliper, distance by distance. The filament is used in 3D printer to print the sample. The mechanical testing will be conducted in terms of tensile test and isotope impact test. The result obtained from the testing, and lastly, writing thesis. For the chapter 4, result and discussion. As we can see, this is the tensile test result. The bar graph. For the left is ultimate tensile strength, and for the right is Young modulus. We can see there have three type of temperature, which is 220 Celsius, 230 Celsius, and 240 Celsius. Three of them have obtained the results for the tensile test. The 3D printer can print at 220 Celsius, 230 Celsius, and 240 Celsius, even though the filament diameter varies when processing ABS filament. Support is needed to fit filament into the 3D printer. Achieve the greatest temperature 220 Celsius for ultimate tensile strength and Young modulus. Some tensile test results are not the same for all temperatures. This is due to a tensile test inaccuracy. Plus, fracture propagation moves inside the weak part of the specimens, which is the bonding between two bits in the specimens. When tested, some specimens break at the top, not at gauge length. The specimens may be slipped in the universal testing machine's jaw, and it will influence the reading. To avoid errors in the tensile test results, the specimens must be appropriately placed. Next, as we can see, the result for isotope impact test. The left is for the impact strength, and the right is for impact energy. They also have three types of temperature, and the average result of the isotope impact test clearly indicates that the temperature 220 Celsius has the greatest outcome of any temperature sample. There were some unexpected findings from the isotope impact test, because the impact test measured the amount of energy that polymers could absorb. It indicates whether ABS temperature fracture was more ductile or more brittle based on the amount of energy that material could absorb. When specimens are tested, the clamp of the specimens are not properly, resulting in an incorrect vertical position of the specimens. Another issue arises during the printing of the specimens when the filament does not travel properly due to the filament's variable diameter. And when the process of print samples, they have an error, which is the inconsistent diameter of the filament is used for the 3D printer, and when the material flow from the filament to the nozzle at the 3D printer, the support is required to push during the process printed. Chapter 5, Conclusion. The major goal of the study was to investigate the utilization of ABS pellets from Zhonghan Plastic Technology in China to make filament for fused filament fabrication using a desktop filament extruder machine. 3D printers can print filaments at 220 Celsius, 230 Celsius, or 240 Celsius. The material's mechanical properties were also studied, including ultimate tensile strength, Young modulus, impact strength, and impact energy. As a result, the filament extrusion temperature 220 Celsius have more strength than others. Therefore, it can be concluded that three types of temperature, which is 220 Celsius, 230 Celsius, and 240 Celsius, can be printed and can be tested using tensile test and iso impact test. For the acknowledgement, I wish to express my appreciation to Faculty of Engineering Technology, University Tun Hussein On Malaysia, for supporting this study to investigate the application of ABS pellet from Zhonghan Plastic Technology in China to produce filament for fused filament fabrication by using desktop filament extruder machine. And that's all from me. Thank you very much.